So I've good news and bad news when it comes to bank switching. The good news is we finally have another offer from NatWest. If you haven't had the money before, great opportunity to get some free cash for moving your banking. The bad news is it is lower than NatWest has previously offered over the last few years and lower than most of the other offers we've seen in recent months. It's down to £150. The last time NatWest had this offer, it was 180 quid, which was the end of 2024. But a year ago, it was 200. So this, alongside the other kind of reduced rates we've seen from other banks in the last sort of 6 months or so, will suggest to me we're on that downhill kind of slope when it comes to the rewards. May we hit that peak when someone giving us above 200 quid? I would imagine now 175 down to 150 becoming more of the norm. I hope I'm wrong. I hope more banks come along and offer us that 200 quid, if not more, again in the future. But we are looking at around 150 quid. So what I want to do, I want to take you through who can get this and how to get it. And just up front, I want to say, because I know some of you get eagerly excited about this, particularly those of you who follow me for a while, follow us for a while, and regularly switch and have done a lot of the banks. The bad news here is this is not for anyone who has had money from NatWest, RBS, or Ulster Bank in the past. So just tell you that up front, but we'll come to that in a bit more detail in a moment. So what is the promotion? As I said, it is 150 quid for the switch itself. Now that is money which you will get relatively quickly after the switch completes, within 30 days of completing everything. Not just the switch, but all the other criteria that comes with it. Used to be a bit faster, used to be within 7 days, up to 30, but it does mean if you switch within a couple of weeks, potentially as fast as you could do it, do everything straight away, you can have this money in 2 months' time in your account, yours to use as you wish. If you don't want to stick around with NatWest after that, you can close the account down, switch away. They will not take that money back once you have it in your account. So, as I said, this is open to existing customers of the bank, as well as new customers, as you'd expect. Now, if you are a brand new customer, you have to open up one of a reward current account. Now, there is a standard reward account. I'll talk about that in a moment. There are other versions of this as well. There's the reward silver, the reward platinum, the premier reward, and the premier reward black. Now, as a newbie, you'll probably just see reward or premier reward. Those other ones, which basically packaged accounts, you'll probably only see them as an existing customer with NatWest. So you're looking at one of those two accounts. You have to open it up brand new. If you're an existing customer who already has one of those accounts, then great. There's nothing else to do in terms of opening an account. You don't need to open an account. There are steps everyone has to do that I'll get to, but that is broadly it. If you have a different NatWest account, maybe their bog standard current account, then you can upgrade to this reward account or the premier reward if you wish, and you can do that via your existing account. But it has to be one of those accounts, okay? So let's say you've got this account. What do you do then? Well, obviously you have to switch. You have to switch using the current account switching service, which I'm sure many of you know this by now, if not all of you, that when you do this, it closes the old account you switch from. So you tell NatWest the details of the bank you want to leave, and they will do everything for you. So they will move over from a different bank. Now, it's very important. This cannot be another NatWest account. It cannot be an RBS account, and it cannot be an Ulster account. It has to be a different bank, okay, that you switch from into this NatWest reward account. So you have to do that switch. You also then have to, within 60 days of the switch completing, and this is interesting to say, within the switch completing, pay in £1,250. So I'm sure it's fine if you open the account and pay the money in straight away before the switch completes. I'm sure it'd be absolutely fine. I would, just to be safe, wait till the switch completes, then transfer that money in. And as with all these things, it doesn't need to be in one go. You can do smaller amounts in and out if you wish to, if you don't have that cash available to do that straight away. You also have to log on to the mobile app banking within, again, that 60 days of switch completing, which you're going to be want to doing it anyway, using that app for some of the rewards we'll get to in a moment, the additional rewards outside the switch. Just make sure you do that. And that's it. Pretty simple, really. The only other caveat here that is really important to say, the switch must be started via your online account or the app. You cannot start the switch in branch or over the phone. If you do that, you will not get the offer. So really, really important you do this. Now, talk about the exclusions here. The main thing here to remember, as already mentioned, if you have had switching money from those banks before, RBS, Ulster or NatWest, you will not get it this time, according to the terms and conditions. We know a couple of years ago when NatWest, RBS and Ulster all had their own switching offers, saying you can only get it from one of them, that many of you in our Facebook community shared that you were able to actually get the switching cash from all three banks. Now, obviously, if you try this, it is against the terms and conditions. And if you are successful in getting the money, they obviously could take the money back from you if they feel that you have gone against the terms and conditions. They could, even if they really wanted to, close your accounts down. I'm not sure they would, but they could do that. So if you want to try that, it's really up to you. It's not something I can recommend. And the other important thing to note here as well, it is limited to once per person as well. So you will not be able to get this if you switch a personal account and a joint account. It's just once. Okay. And equally, if you do switch to a joint account, it's going to be one bonus there as well. So again, it's probably better here you just switch solo accounts rather than switch a joint account. Pretty simple one really to share with you. Of course, I said I'd come back and talk to you a little bit about the different current accounts that are available there. The main one here is the reward account. I think that's the one that most of you are going to go for. Now, this is not a free account. It's really important to know this if you want to continue having this, or even just in those first couple of months while you have that account in order to get the switch to complete and do those other bits before your money comes in. So you will be paying a little bit of money. It's not a huge amount. It is £2 every single month. That's what you're paying. And you shouldn't actually be down money from this because there are things you can do with the reward account, hence the name, that will mean you're in profit. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. So it's worth giving it a go. If you have 2 direct debits on the account, every month you will earn £4. So straight away, you're knocking out that fee and you're making £2 profit. There is another £1 available as well if you use your NatWest app every single month. So I actually have a reminder in my calendar to do this because it's not an account I use day to day. I use it for the rewards and a saver account that I'll get to in a moment. So I have a note, go in that, and that basically means I get £5 added to a separate pot, which is a bit annoying. You have to go in there and cash it out. And that obviously helps me cancel out that £2 fee, which still has to come out. So the money has to still be in that account. Give me 36 quid a year. Okay, it's not amazing. It's not groundbreaking. I wouldn't open up an account just to get that 36 quid a year. But if you're getting the switching offer and then you've got this account anyway, you may as well just do this. It's very simple. You can automate it if it's not your main account. If you want it as a sort of spare one sitting in the background, money goes into the account. You send some money over to cover that fee, to cover those 2 direct debits. And then they go out and then money gets added and you just remember to go in and cash it out back to your account. So really simple, makes that money. The other really good thing about the NatWest Digital Regular Saver, in fact, any NatWest account, you don't have to have the reward account to get this, but the NatWest Digital Regular Saver is one of the better regular savers out there. It pays 6.17% variable, so the rate can change. But where it's different to most other regular savers is that it doesn't cut out after a year and stop and you have to start again. This one will keep going month after month after month, year after year after year, up to a balance of £5,000. Now, again, this can change. The rate can change. The balance can change. It has changed in the past, although for the better. It has been with interest rates increasing and things, it has been for the better. Of course, it could go down. But that means once you've got the full £5,000 in this account, you'll still be earning the rate of interest in there. And let's say 6.17 doesn't stick around for long because we know we're in a period now where interest rates will be declining. I imagine it'll still be quite high comparative to elsewhere and even inflation. So it's a good one to be having. To mean you'll keep earning money. You can keep put some, after a while, it'll take you about 3 years or so, you might have £5,000 in there. Because the most you can put in, and this is important, the most you can put in every single month is 150 quid. But again, it's well worth having a look at that if you are going through this process anyway. The other accounts that I mentioned, the other reward accounts that are eligible will have things like package insurance with an additional fee on top or other criteria, particularly the sort of the premium ones, which you might not be eligible for unless you have really high earnings and things like that. So I would broadly for most of you be looking just at the reward account. Now remember, this isn't the only bank switching deal around right now. We've got details of all of those and full analysis, all the information you need to compare them and make sure you're eligible over at becleverwithyourcash.com/banks. My name's Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Check out these videos here for more ways to make the most of your money.